Hi, I'm Megan and I'm a designer at Light My Bricks. In this video, I'll show you how to light up the Lego one-piece Going Merry pirate ship using one of our DIY light bundles. A curated set of our DIY packs designed to be added to your Lego set after it's been built. Follow along at your own pace and feel free to pause and rewind the video whenever you need to. We'll start this one by taking off all of the removable sections of the set and disconnecting the rigging rope so the main sail can come off. At the bow of the ship, unclip the side railing and remove the sheep figurehead. Lift off these two sections of plates from either side and grab these two lamps from inside the crew cabin. Split the lantern into its two parts and then get one of your regular warm white Astro lights. Hold the LED over the black round plate, then click the trans yellow cone over the top. Then just do the exact same thing with the other lamp. Starting with the port side lamp, put it back in place and route the cable towards the bow of the ship, keeping it between studs. Separate the plates we just removed and click the wedge piece in place on top of the cable. Now pinch the cable as shown, and that will allow you to route it on a 90-degree angle like this. Once it's laying in the right spot, just pushing down on that fold point will help it sit flat under the Lego, which you can now click back over the top. Put the other lamp in place with the cable running over the edge and do the same thing as before where you put the wedge plate down first to hold it in place. To make sure the cannon still fires, I just lifted up the lever for it so that it sits above the cable with enough slack so the mechanism still works. Then hold the cables so they sit between studs and click the remaining plates over the top. Open up the warm white spotlight pack and take out a large warm white Astro light, a 1x1 round open plate, a 1x1 modified plate with bar handle, and a modified tile with open O clip. Bend the LED of the light back on a 90-degree angle, then thread the light through the plate with open stud so the LED sits flat at the end. Then click the modified plate with bar handle onto the back of that and attach it all to the clip on the modified tile. And then thread the cable through to the back of the spotlight. You'll need to do this 2 more times to have 3 spotlights in total. Remove these plates and pieces from the bow as shown here. Then attach one of your spotlights so it faces the stern of the ship. Lay the cable down so it's heading towards the starboard side and push it right up into the port side corner behind the spotlight. Then replace everything we've taken off of the bow so far. And angle the spotlight inwards and up so it'll hit that sail real nicely. Down towards the stern, remove this section of railing above the door and then this part on the side too. We'll also take off a wedge plate from this side and then a white tile from the other end while we're here too. Remove the plate from on top of the door and get another regular warm white Astro light. Hold the light between the studs on the door frame like this, then push the LED so it bends down and click that plate back on top to hold it there. Grab this 1x3 plate and attach one of your spotlights on the end with the cable wrapped underneath so it looks like this. Click that in place and then push the cable along the side of the plate to help it sit flat. We're now going to weave the cable between the windows and door. Slot it between the first window and door frame and pull it gently but taut behind the door. Then thread it back between the next window and door frame and give it a little tug to keep it taut. From the other side, slot your other cable between the window and door frame too, and click the railing section back on top while holding the cables in place. Now just route them over the edge of the ship, between studs of course, and click that other section back on top. For the final spotlight, take this brick and mount it on top, with the cable wrapped around and underneath the brick. Click that back into place, then gently push out this plate from the bottom and push on the stairs here so the plate they're attached to comes off as well. And you can thread the spotlight cable through the bottom now. Maneuver the starboard cables to sit between studs, so you can click this wedge plate over the top. Then unclip the railing and remove this stud jumper from the other end. Route these cables between studs too, so you can click the white tile on top, and then put the stud jumper back in place too. From the spotlight pack, take out the Dock 6 and plug everything in like this. Fold the cables behind the dock so they route downwards, and then carefully click the dock onto the side of the ship, doing your best to keep the cables between the studs here. I definitely recommend taking your time with this part. It can be tricky to line up the cables correctly. Remove these tiles from the plate we pushed off before and put that back in place. Now I used the other plate almost like a comb to pull the cables underneath the ship as I clicked it down in place. This might take a few tries as it can be tricky to keep the cables between studs here. But as always, be gentle and take your time. From the top side, pin those cables down with the tiles that go here, but if you like, you can push the chest into the cavity to flatten out all the cables before you do that. You should then be able to slide the chest in and out like normal without any cables getting in the way. I reattached the sail at this point, but then I remembered we need to add our flux belt. So I did that underneath the clip to the ropes here, but it can be plugged in on the other side of the dock as well. Put all the removable and playable sections back onto the ship, and then we are done. I am a huge anime fan and really enjoyed the Netflix adaptation of One Piece, so lighting this up was super fun. This is definitely marketed as a kid's play set, but I think adding the lights completely transforms it into a collector's display piece, with all the playability still intact for if you get the urge to become King of the Pirates.